CLNS Media, Patriots Roundtable. I'm your host, Nick Qualia, sitting here with Marv and with Mike Molyneux. Guys, Tom Brady, ring number 7. More championships than anybody. More championships than any NFL franchise. More rings than Jordan. Guys, you can finally ask this question. Is Tom Brady the greatest of all time, not in the NFL, in American sports history? Because first of all, let me say this. Anybody who's still trying to argue today that Tom Brady is not the greatest of all time in the NFL, you're a schmuck. It's unreal to me that there are still people trying to make that argument. Unbelievable. All right, Mike, what do you think?
First and foremost, Nick, we're going to bury that possible argument right here, right now on
it's still going to come up on other.
That argument is dead and buried, 6 feet under. There's no kind of debate, conversation that needs to be had in terms of if Tom Brady's the greatest NFL player to ever play. That conversation has been settled. It might have been settled after ring number 4. Ring number 5 was pretty solid. 6, don't ask me anything. 7, don't even call my damn number. It's over. It's over. But, yeah, I mean, so Jordan has been held on a very high pedestal. You know, people look at Michael Jordan and say, yeah, that's the guy right there. Like, that's the guy. Everything he did on the court, you know, his image off the court, how he was in the media, people held Jordan to that level. Like,
Well, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you know what I think helped Jordan a lot with this argument for a long time was he's just cool. He's just cool to root for. Walking around with a cigar in his mouth. His competition is just this lanky nerd.
Everybody wants to be like Mike. Everybody wants to be like Mike. That's been the saying going on for many years now. So Jordan was there. And then Brady's been creeping up over time. And then he got ring number 6. And then you saw that illustration with Jordan and Brady sitting next to each other, holding up their rings on their finger. And it's like, yeah, you know, you can see them on the same level now. Like, I think it was legit Jordan, Brady, Jordan. I had them on the same pedestal. Brady took that extra leap. In my opinion. And it doesn't pain me. Let me not use that word. It doesn't pain me. I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan. Basketball is my favorite sport. So I really idolize Michael Jordan a lot. But Brady has surpassed him in terms of what he's been able to accomplish in his sport. And, you know, he's just such a great guy. The way he talks to the media, the way he's in commercials and makes cameos in different movies or whatever the case may be. He's such a likable guy, just like Jordan was. But now Brady has one more. Brady has one more. Literally has one more, and he is one more. Like, it's Brady has passed Jordan. And when I think of the greatest, you know, American sports athletes of all time, to me, it's Brady, and then it's Jordan. Maybe it's 1A, 1B, but Brady, with this last ring and what he had to go through and accomplish it, going to a new team in a, you know, pandemic year in 2020, everything that goes around with it, if you really have to look at this past season and analyze it, and on top of it, Brady getting his 7th ring, he is taking that extra leap above Michael Jordan. I think Brady's the greatest American sports athlete of all time.
Marv, what do you think?
It's funny how feel like me and Mike flip-flopped here. I remember when the Super Bowl ended, I looked at Mike right away. As soon as the Super Bowl ended, I said, yo, Mike, Brady's the greatest. He's greater than Jordan. And Mike was not trying to hear it at all. Mike was 2 days later, and this guy is calling Brady the greatest American athlete of all time. I have to push back now. After really thinking about it, I mean, at the end of the football, it's so difficult to rank football because it's just one position. You're playing one position, and what Brady did to get 7 is incredible. And
it's the toughest position in sports, though.
It is the toughest position in sports. It really is. But you're still not playing defense, and you're still not playing special teams. Like, you just can't control that at the end of the day. And I understand the argument, like Nick's gonna say, you know, quarterback's the leader, and Brady's amazing for that. And I'm not even trying to say Brady's not.
Say that?
Huh?
How'd you know I was going to say that?
Because I just know you, Nick. We've been doing this show for 3 years now. Come on. But we can't only just put Jordan up there. There's some other great athletes. When we talk about American sport athletes, you can't deny Serena Williams. We can't deny what Tiger Woods did.
Yeah.
Like these are people who did amazing accomplishments within their sport. Like Serena has 23 Grand Slams. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
She's up there in the conversation.
That's crazy for tennis. Just as if Jordan's 6 for 6 is crazy for basketball, Tom Brady's 7 is crazy for football. Like it's so difficult to say who is the greatest. I'm putting Brady, Jordan, Serena, Tiger, all in that realm of the greatest ever. And I'm not going to try to separate them of who's the best out of those four, just because it's very difficult to separate those sports.
Well, you know why I'm going to say that it's Tom? The leadership quality.
Yeah. I mean,
no,
you have the argument there.
No, for me, it's the longevity of what he's done in this sport. It's been 20 years of dominance in the NFL, a sport where your body just gets its ass kicked year in and year out. And he's done this for 20 years. And just speak to the leadership skills that you knew that I was going to bring up. People come to him for a reason, right? These players want to come play for him for a reason. I already forget. I blacked out. I forget if I brought up the Allen Robinson in the previous episode we recorded or this episode. But I would not be surprised if Allen Robinson flocks down to play in Tampa Bay with Tom Brady. He's a free agent this offseason just because it's Tom Brady, and he knows that is his golden ticket to a ring, which is why this aura around the Patriots, I feel like, is gone. Because this used to be your golden ticket to win a Super Bowl. You used to come to New England to win a Super Bowl. Who's doing that now? Nobody. We're talking about all these free agents coming here to New England. I hope they do. I hope they sign a big name receiver, free agent. But if you're a free agent receiver, you're looking at this team like, who is throwing me the football? But whatever. That's not even the point of this conversation here. The biggest talking point for me here is the longevity. 20 years in the NFL. And you move over from the Patriots to Tampa Bay, right? You win the Super Bowl immediately. Doesn't even take you more than a year. You win it right away. And you guys already brought up not having a training camp. Talked about walking into a new team, right? We haven't even mentioned the names he had to go through to get to that Super Bowl.
Woo! Name him. Name him.
He had to beat Drew Brees. He had to beat Aaron Rodgers. And then he showed up and he whooped Patrick Mahomes' ass.
It's crazy.
This wasn't walking through the AFC like he's done a couple times with some bum. I was at the AFC Championship game against Blake Bortles. He's not playing Blake Bortles this year. He's playing the MVP of the league. He's playing Drew Brees, one of the greats. And then he's playing Patrick Mahomes, who is going to be one of the greats. What he's done is unreal.
This is like Jordan winning a ship in his first year with the Washington Wizards.
Against LeBron.
Against LeBron, exactly. With or Kobe at that time, if we want to be like more realistic, against the Lakers.
Right.
Yeah.
It's insane. What this man has done is crazy. I have to put him at 1A. You 100%, Marv, I agree with you. You can make those arguments for Tiger, for Serena, for MJ, but it's unbelievable what Tom Brady has done.
It's definitely the longevity. You said it, Nick, for sure. The longevity part is crazy.
20 years of it now.
We're talking about a guy who, just a week or two ago, now he's talking about, hey, man, I can maybe push this past 45. 45 was a number he was always at for a long time. Now, recently, he's talking about, hey, if I want to go past 45, maybe I can. In these last 2, 3, 4 years, we're like, okay, these are the years you're probably going to start slowing down. He has done none of that. And he keeps pushing forward and keeps finding more success. It's crazy. Longevity is wild for Tom Brady. And that's what really is on his side of what really pushes him over the edge.
Right, and we're having these conversations at the end of his Patriots career. Like, oh, man, Tom looks like he's slowing down. I think I'm at the point now where I think it was the receivers who sucked.
We'll save it. We'll save it. But I think we owe a lot of people some apologies.
Yeah, we do. CLNS Media, Patriots Roundtable, Nick Quaglia, Marv Zahn, and Mike Mono. Guys, are going to be back next week. The offseason officially starts. We actually can have some conversations about an offseason. For the first time of this entirety of the show, we've had Tom Brady every year. And before it was just, okay, can you bring in this name, whatever. We got Tom Brady. Don't have that guy to talk about anymore. Now we have to figure out who the hell is going to quarterback this team, receivers, everything. So we will get into that in the offseason. Make sure you guys stick around. You always do. You guys always pump up the numbers big for us in the offseason. So thank you for that. And thank you for watching as always. Again, Nick Quaglia, Marv Zahn, Mike Mono. Guys, we'll be back next week with another set of episodes. We will talk to you then. Thanks for watching.